6th, so we actually need to go research that.
Pretty high tech there, 3 laptops going. Mission control.
Yes, sir, we're back on.
We're live again. Also send them a note, you didn't respond to me. Okay, back to our live meeting. Welcome back, everybody. Sorry for the short technical difficulties and an update on our software from our service provider that pushed through during our meeting. So we're just going to step back to recognition. So is there anybody that had any recognition of our community past? Councillor Hopper?
Just the record, just congratulations to our staff for finally getting the LIDO. It took, Paul, I don't know how many emails you sent out, you probably could have written a book, the ups and downs of that fiasco, but job well done. All the staff was involved in that, employees and administration.
Absolutely.
Yeah, that's one of the ones I was going to mention, so I just want to echo that. I know Bola was very, very involved in that for a long period of time, so it's great to see that all cleaned up. I also want to congratulate Blizzard who won their first game of the season. It was Friday or Saturday. Big win, 5-1 over Swan.
Yeah, Friday and Saturday.
Yeah.
So yeah, they had their home opener and they had a great tailgate party, a good turnout. And also just keeping on that theme there, there's a lot of hockey going on in town on the weekend. I spent some time over at the GLMC. The OCN Storm are selecting their team. And they had a great ticket drive. So they went out and looked for, they did a pledge drive and they raised enough money to make all games free this season. So that for fans. So hope to see everybody out there. Anybody else on that?
There was also the No Thanks, I'm Good fentanyl awareness walk that went on last week. So I'd like to thank the family who put it on. It was a tough day for a lot of people. And the information that you shared that day, Mayor Murphy, with everybody who was there on places where they can reach out to was very, very well welcome from a lot of them. Also, Culture Days is something that hasn't happened, but that's coming up September 26th through October 6th. There's multiple events that are going on. Good luck to whoever can take them all in. There's that many. And I think that's all I have.
Anything else, guys?
I did that suicide prevention walk.
Oh, yes, that's right too.
Yeah, it was humbling.
And you had, tell us about your big win.
Oh, I was playing Elders Bingo. My granddaughter was there. I won $100.
Oh, there you go.
I shared with her. Yeah, no, it was good. I got to reconnect with a lot of people over there again. And I think winning the bingo was because of Birdie happened to drop something on top of it.
Yeah, and I forgot about that too. I went to the PAW Community Renewal or the PAW Family Renewal Corporation's AGM that evening. That the suicide prevention walk was on, and again, another great community group that does a lot of positive things for our community. So Okay, moving along here. Under, we're done citizenry bylaws, turnout gear.
Resolution number 2024-171, moved by myself, second by Councillor Atkinson. Whereas section 139(1)(b) of the Municipal Act states the council may not reconsider or reverse a decision within 1 year after it is made, unless a member gives written notice to the council from at least one regular meeting to the next regular meeting of a proposal to review and reverse the decision. And whereas Councillor Atkinson provided written notice to council that at the September 9, 2024 council meeting, reconsider the outcome on purchase of extractor as per resolution 2024-171. And whereas council discussed issue resolution at during September 9th, 2024 council meeting and support was provided to approve resolution. And whereas during 2024 budget council committed $6,000 towards gear extractor. And whereas the total cost of this project is $10,500. And whereas the difference of $4,500 for this project is coming from the reserve account, therefore be resolved the council approve $10,500 for the purchase of gear extractor.
But again, it's pretty straightforward, we've talked about it quite a bit, so if anybody's got any new information they want to share, or just want to have a discussion. Please, seeing none, call the question, all in favor? Opposed? Abstain?
I'm gonna abstain.
Reason?
Reason for my abstain is because I'm not against the need for an extractor. The thing is, it's currently a want, not a need, and therefore I'm abstaining to the vote.
Okay.
So I'm not against the product.
Thank you.
Wrong time.
Okay, moving along here. Community safety vehicle resolution 931.
Moved by myself, second by Councillor Allen. Be resolved, the council approve the purchase of 2022 Dodge Ram 1500 tradesman and outfitted with upfitters in the amount of $65,000 plus taxes for the community safety department.
Any further discussions on this resolution? I know, our community safety officer managers here, if anybody has any questions. I know, Mike, you kind of shared a little bit of information with me with regards to pricing. You want to share the good news with the council?
Sure.
I just come and sit up here.
Went back to Dodge, kind of worked on talk with the salesman on there. They reduced the price to 1,000, reduced the price to 1,000. I checked with the outfitters. It was basically 14,000 that was projected, but it came in at 11,000. So reduced quite a bit of the 65,000 is probably down to 57,000.
Perfect,
Taxes included.
perfect.
Do we know what we're looking at yet in terms of what is coming on it, like for that cost?
Yeah, I do have
Some of the mentions here, but I know with some of the discussion about, is this an emergency response vehicle you're creating, or is it simply going to be visible to do your job?
It is an emergency response vehicle. Everything that will be on the vehicle I have here in the quote. I can leave with you guys, you can pass around and see if you're going to. But basically one light bar on top, there ain't gonna be lit up like a Christmas tree, like you said. One light bar on top, it'll have the warning lights on the back, at the light bar, 2 side lights, for basically if it's darker, you can light up the areas on the side, stuff like that. And red, it's supposed to be, it says red and blue, but it's red and white, actually, so. Siren, and with that, I did find some information about siren in the traffic act here. And that which vehicle can be used and which can't be used. The vehicles that can be used as police force, fire department, ambulance, any authorized emergency vehicle that come from the town or whatever. Or the vehicle using emergency and operations under the authority of the government, emergency vehicle.
Councillor Hopper?
Just on the resolution, probably should read up to 65,000 plus tax.
Okay, we'll make an amendment to that, just, okay, so Just we'll have to get a motion to amend the current resolution that says, it'll say resolve the council approve, the purchase of the 2022 Dodge Ram 1500 tradesman and outfit it by Pro Fitters up to, instead of in, up to the amount of 65,000 plus taxes for the community safety department. I need a motion. Motion, just 1 second, I'm gonna write that down, Gary. Second. Gary, Councilor. All in favor of that amendment? 7-0. Amendment approved. Obviously. Okay, so back to the original, I think I'll call the question, resolve that, council approved the purchase of a 2022 Dodge Ram 1500 tradesman outfitted with pro upfitters up to the amount of 65,000 plus taxes for the community safety department. Call the question, all in favor? Opposed? Seeing none, carried. Okay, thank you. The Paw Pavilion Resolution 932.
Resolution number 2024-189, moved by Councilor Mann, second by Councilor Commodore. Whereas the Paul Pavilion Planning Committee has requested financial support this year for the Paul Pavilions event. Therefore, be it resolved, the council authorized $1,500 donation to support the Paul Pavilions event.
Again, a great event going on within our community, and we had funds left over in a previous event, so we were able to support this group. Any further questions or comments with regards to this? Seeing none, call the questions, all in favor? Opposed? Carried. Okay. Fentanyl poisoning awareness walk resolution.
Resolution number 2024-190, moved by myself, second by Councilor Henry. Whereas the organizer of fentanyl poison awareness, Joseph Corey, has requested financial support for this year's fentanyl poison awareness. Therefore, be it resolved that the council authorized $200 donation to support fentanyl poisoning awareness event.
Any further questions? Seeing none, call the question, all in favor? Opposed? Carried. Okay, payrolls and accounts. 941.
Resolution number 2024-191, moved by myself, seconded by Councilor Commodore. Sorry, that's it, right. Be resolved that council authorize the following accounts. Pay period number 19 in the amount of $122,481.20. General checks number 28746 to 28816 in the amount of $137,223.81. EFTs in the amount of $106,899.14.
Any comments, questions with regards to the registry or payments? Seeing none, call the questions, all in favor? Opposed? None, carried. Okay. Committee and reports. Councilor Commodore, Museum.
Okay, this way, very good. It's my first meeting, so it's all new to me. I don't have to say I was late for it, because I did not look at the date that day. And, but I made it.
There you
I
go.
did not get a speeding ticket either. So
How you
I
doing?
didn't be accepted, my apologies. They're applying for some grants with Stowe Inspire and Metro Galleries. There's an exhibition reception for Fran Cooper, September 26th at 7 p.m. It's going to be very upscale. There's fall and winter plans going. They're looking at taking some money out of the reserve fund and fixing up the kitchen so they can do more rentals there, because it is a very, very tiny kitchen. It's very tiny fridge. Maybe get a new stove and stuff like that, so. And then next meeting is October 22nd.
Thank you. Councillor Manich, Chamber?
There was a meeting, but it did not have quorum because the email forgot to go, so only 3 members attended, so nothing to report.
CDC, there was a meeting. And I didn't grab the minutes. Oh, I have the minutes. I'll tell you right now. I actually, off the top of my head, don't remember, but there was quorum. And give me 1 second. And the key things were, we're talking about a marketing strategy for the town. We gave an update on our, the meeting with the Minister of Health. We've got a follow-up letter in the plot works for them, to outline sort of our next steps and what we're looking for. There was an update on the Thompson Northern Transportation Symposium, and we encourage the chamber to host the one in 2025. Reviewed the Housing Accelerator Fund. Again, we talked about the marketing strategy for the town, so we're engaging a company called Golden West, My Home Field. And we applied for a Clean Fuels Fund again for the bioeconomy development opportunity. Urban Systems, where we're working with them to finish that, do some stuff on the housing. And they've had Jonathan's meeting with Immigration Partnerships. And as a reminder to everybody, there's that Economic Development Community Edge training that council is encouraged to attend. It's $50 per person. I'm assuming we'll put a resolution passed to anybody that wants to attend. That will be covered, and that's on October 29th and 30th. And I know Jonathan's was working on arranging with arranging a place where they're going to hold the training. And we're also working at the Linkage Chamber Economic Development Tour. So remember on October 8th, the Economic Development Tour group that will be coming to Linkages will be also meeting with the town of the Paw or the CDC as well. And so Jonathan is just putting together a slide pack for that group. And yeah, that's about it. Sorry about that. Wasn't ready. Okay, destination marketing, Councillor Forster.
They did have a meeting. I wasn't able to attend. I did talk to them after through emails. They've hired somebody part-time and just for like, we can't remember her name offhand. I apologize for that. And they've also made a poster up to try to recruit more members to destination marketing. Don't need to make one either. But I'll be able to tune in on that meeting.
Okay. Cedar Lake, Councillor Atkinson.
It's been postponed to next month.
Recycling Board, Councillor Manich, Councillor Hopper.
No meetings will occur.
Library Board, sorry.
When is the next meeting? No,
Not this month, it'll be next month.
October. The date? Thursday.
Thursday of the month.
Just briefly on the recycling, I had commented earlier that I would probably resign from that, just for whatever circumstance at all. I was appointed for a year, so I'll finish that off. That'll be in November. And on recycling, I did send out a draft tri-party agreement to OCN and the RM. Just waiting for feedback. Like I said, it was gonna be all done by August.
I heard while I was doing the clock with Councillor Noble, and it sounds like they've done a lot of work on it as well at the RM, so I expect that there'll be a meeting on that the next while.
Hopefully shortly, then
Yeah.
we'll get together and
Yep,
go over it and get it finalized and go from there.
perfect. We're just counting the days it's coming out of your paycheck that you're late.
You didn't read the fine print?
Yeah, I did.
2025.
Yes, 25% off. Okay, perfect. Thank you for that update. Councillor Allen, library?
Yeah, we did have a meeting last week and it was nearly full attendance. It was also the first meeting for our new library administrator, Dawn Marie Blanchette. They had some updates on some of the grants that they were applying for. They figured there's gonna be some positive successes coming out of that, but there's nothing official to announce. The biggest topic of discussion was the concern surrounding the building, most notably the issue of water that's going on in the basement. They had to close for one day due to the smell that was coming from down there. Since that time, we've been working with the town and gave a lot of praise to Jomar and the employees for the efforts they've put in, and they feel that it's going to get addressed properly and soon. There's some other issues with the building as well they're looking at, including the exterior doors. They're having trouble getting those opening and closing. The handicap button for the one exterior door wasn't working, but they think that's a related issue to just the fact that the door's not open properly. Few ceiling tile issues, so it's an ongoing thing. But they expect a bigger update at the next meeting. And they're also in the process of changing their banks and changing some of their accounting practices to streamline it and make it a little bit better.
Do you know if basement had to do with something? Do you know if it has to do?
It's a water issue, so.
It is in the basement.
It's, connection to. The leaking, so we already ordered the parts, and so we're waiting for the parts to arrive, and as soon as they arrive, we will install it.
Okay, because that was just all
That's the
redone just
root
a little
cause.
while ago.
We believe that's the root cause of that.
Okay, cool. Thank you.
And KSD, committee, anything else, Councillor? Sorry. No, nothing on KSD committee. Okay, perfect. Okay, moving on down to mayor and council updates. Does Councillor Forster, you have anything else to update? Or anything going on? Councillor Palmer?
No.
Councillor Matt?
No.
Councillor Hopper? Councillor Atkinson? I would just want to update a couple of things. I know the CAO valuation, that's on me. It should have been done already. I haven't actually done it. I promise that I'll get you guys something by the end of this week. I have talked to Bolo about it. And that will be, and what we'll do is we'll plan October 15th, Tuesday, Tuesday, prior to our council meeting to, at 5 p.m. to do the formal review. So I'll send you guys something this week. I would like to send a letter to the Minister of Justice regarding the critical low RCMP numbers and shortages that we've got going. So if there's no objection, I'll do that. And there'll be some upcoming issue sheets that I'll be sending through. But the strat plan community update, it'll be in October. So our next meeting we'll have to decide on an update for that, date for it.
If possible, it'd be nice to get some information on, as you say, critical low RCMP numbers. What is the overtime costing us as opposed to being properly outfitted by the department? We had a recent incident at Wanless, armed robbery, and there were only 2 members on staff. And I said, sorry, we can't even address or do anything because there's nobody else working.
Yeah.
So it'd be nice to know a comparison financially, what we'll be able to look for next year because of overtime costs.
Yeah, we'll have to get that. I'm not sure if that costing shows up in our report that we get quarterly, but we will get that because we do know that there's a ton of overtime being worked. Yeah, so we'll do that. I just wanted to put them on notice with that. Then, we're moving on to 10-1-1, monthly management report. I'll say what a great 3 reports, very informative. If you would have seen, Tanvir's answer that he just given was in his report about the library, issue. It's in like one of the bullet points that they've been working on. Is there any questions with any of that stuff?
There is one I have. The reports are great. It's good information. Something we had talked about a while back, like a year ago, was changing the format of management reports to include goals. It's nice to rehearse and regurgitate kind of what's been ongoing, but it's nice to say, hey, this is what we're hoping to do. So then it becomes a check and balance of this is what we're hoping to do. And then the report will hopefully reflect what you actually did get to. So it's I said, I know we talked about it about a year ago to say it'd be nice to have the goals listed, to say what we're hoping to work on, because, sorry, I know typically a lot of times the managers will sit down and say, what did we do this month? Quick, write a report. So it'd be nice to have those goals set out as well, and
Yeah, I guess what would be good is us to have what's, after they do the report, is what they're planning for this month included in that report, so that we see both what happens
goals and
and what.
objectives.
And then, you know, we've talked about it, I guess we'll talk about it in October, it will be where the tires hit the pavement is where we see the update on our strategic plan, because that's what we should be working towards, all those tasks. So I would encourage council to make sure that they pull out the strategic plan and refresh yourself of where we're supposed to be and where we're gonna get to.
One thing I'd also like to see is if we can get a cost breakdown on all these landfill fires that we're attending to.
Yeah.
40% of the calls for the fire department on month were to the landfill and almost 50% of the hours. And this isn't just a one-off, as we know. So I'm kind of curious, the hours that were there and the cost of town over the last 12 months and probably over the last 5 years as well.
I think the hours are there.
Yeah, for the month, but I mean, I think we should have a compiled.
Yeah.
Yeah, the last report we had received was 47 fires in 18 months.
I requested for that cost implication sometimes ago. Maybe 6 or.
Well, like, I guess as Councillor Allen mentioned, maybe we could get that as a sort of an update every once in a while, just so we can kind of tie what the real impact is financially to having those fires.
And not just for the fire department. For all.
The CSOs,
Yeah.
how much time they spend out there and stuff like that. Yeah, that's a good point.
Also, we have the airport manager here, if there's any question.
I love this report. It was great to see that. If he's online, I mean, if he wants to say anything, I guess it would be around the $19,000 on the airport electrical system that needs to be infrastructure that needs to be done. I'm completely in support of it because it's such a critical operation. But I don't know if anybody's gonna have questions for that when it gets to be in our committee of the whole. No questions? No questions?
That's a need to be done.
Yeah. So no, there's no questions. Thanks for Trevor for supplying that. It was great that he's done that. Appreciate it.
Trevor?
Hello.
Okay, this council said there's no question for you.
Trevor, your report was so good. And we're so impressed with all the great things you're doing out there. We don't even have any questions. Thank you very much.
Okay, well, thank you all, and hope to see you soon. And it's the team effort out there, so thank you.
Yeah, and then remember, Trevor, we're expecting to see record sales for fuel and absolutely zero downtime on de-icing or lights this year.
We're we're hoping to perform that well, and, we should have a good number of representative fuel sales, once we have the final August numbers in. So we'll be able to give you an update once we have the final August numbers in. As for de-icing, yes, we are looking forward to hopefully no disruptions. We have 3 possibilities as backups, so, we're hoping that, we perform very well. And as for electrical, we're gonna do our best to make sure we don't, run into any problems.
I do like the comment that you put that ComAir was pretty impressed with the work that you guys are doing out there to sort of secure the service and make it more reliable. So that was a great comment.
Yeah, that's nice to hear, especially from our anchor customer. So, thank you.
If you could, I know how you could bump up your fuel sales.
How's that?
See if you can entice the water bumpers to go to our dump fires. We don't have to spend any money.
Yeah.
Maybe that's something we should talk to them about next year.
Yeah. Okay, thanks a lot, Trevor. Appreciate all the good work all you and your team are doing out there.
All right, thank you, everybody.
Okay, I don't think there's anything else there, so moving down to some unfinished business updates. The updates are in there, sign Uptown Daycare, so resolution's coming next month or next meeting. Any comments, questions with that? Derelict buildings, I know Mike's got his foot to the floor on that, and we gotta keep putting as much pressure on everybody. I mentioned the town hall meeting. Website update, any comments on that?
Yes. They've already sent the link for the website to us, so we'll be going for the training online. We should get the new website soon.
Sure. Lido Theater, I think we've talked about that, but that's getting to closely being behind us for the time being. I know there's still a lot of work on the insurance front to get some resolution there, so appreciate Vola's efforts and Tanvir and Sam. CSO expectations, so I guess that's just for information, so we all know what's there is for them, or who asked for that.
That's one of the council requested for the
Oh.
expectation that, okay, if we know the expectation, we'll be able to evaluate the level of performance.
Okay,
So that was why I just tried to dig that out.
Yeah, when we were talking about the opening of the truck, we
okay,
wanted to lay out with the fees and fines, what exactly we were hoping they were going to do. We didn't want to expand
Yeah.
our police force, we wanted to
Yeah.
ensure that
right,
our guys are looking after the interests of the community.
yeah, no, perfect.
When I first saw that CSO manager expectations, I thought it was thought you had quit. But the
He's not allowed to quit, actually.
contract.
It's a different contract. And then, youth counselor is just, to be announced, the schools are just going through that right now. Trapper sign, I guess, we've been talking about this for a while and we haven't really, I think the last direction we thought that we were gonna get something back from council or from the administration on what the plan is. But I did have 2 questions with regards to that too, Boba,
Okay,
is, the first one, who owns the sign? So it was part of the sales agreement that went with that the sign was a part of it?
I don't know if it was part of it, but it was on the property, so.
As we understood it is.
Yeah,
It wasn't really part of the agreement, but when he was asked to remove it, if that's what he was gonna do, it was given to him.
okay, yeah, no, because somebody else asked me that and I assumed that's what the answer was. And the second thing is that if we don't, like, whether he owns it, I know it's an iconic, part of, the Paw's history and area. And I know that, Mr. Jakes has been very good to say, listen, if you guys get a plan, let's do something. So I would hope that this year, if we are not gonna do anything this year, if we are gonna do something this year, is there money in the community enhancement budget to invest? But if not, we should actually get some money put away next year, in the 2025 budget to really earmark to do something, whether it's moved, whatever, and let's have those deliberations in council on what it costs us, so.
could even go one step further, just doesn't cost anything to find out who can refurbish it and what all our costs might be.
Yeah, well, that's what I'm looking for our administration is to give us a cost of what it's gonna cost to to refurbish it. Maybe there's grants out there, maybe there's other partnerships, but at the bottom line is we should get a cost of what it is. I think that it's, you know, we don't wanna run into a Skippy L situation here. So let's put the money in it and let's weigh out the costs or the benefits when it comes to council or budget deliberations.
Speaking of this CPL, will that project be completed this year?
Are you
Just with the girders sitting there and the cradles, I'm worried that when you get some snow, the snow machine's gonna run into them or something, so I'm wondering if that's gonna be cleaned up as well.
So we try to move the concrete blocks from there, they were really built to the ground and we couldn't move it much. So we'll try our best to, if the council wants us to get rid of those concrete.
Well, at least mark them, unless identify them with some high reflective tape or not tape, but bolts.
Remove
Yeah, remove,
break it up and.
yeah, if we can't get it, but that's the first option, but
Otherwise, we're putting in the budget to build a new boat, we're gonna put it in those cradles.
yeah. Councilor Manage is putting forward that resolution. I think that's a good question though with regards to Skippy L. I know we talked about putting some sort of mural or something to replicate the history of that in some manner, so we'll have to keep that in mind as
Yeah,
well.
pad's fine, it's just I'm worried
Yeah.
about those cradles sitting there, thinking
Yeah.
they're right at the right height for slow drifting and
Yeah,
someone will run. I just went back, so we missed because there was no update. Is there any chance we get a timeline? We kind of promised the people at the lake, we get the signs up when they were promised they were here. Could we hopefully see those before the ground's frozen and then we have to wait another 6 months for the
Yes,
signs?
we already received the 911 signs for the lake lots, and now it's sort of the decision that we have to make behind the scene to sort of decide who's going to install those signs. Because if we take over the installation part of it, it adds a layer to our operation, because now we have to get all the locates. And there's another problem with that is, if we want to install the signs right by the street edge, it would be a hot pick. We have a primary cable and a primary cable, so it has to be done by a hydrovac for every house there. If we want to work on private property, shifting it 1 meter inside the property, then we need permission from the property owners to work on that.
can we just send all the property owners a message to say, can we be work 1 foot inside your property?
Yes, sir, that's what we're doing right now.
Okay.
Even if we did the old stop sign, 45 gallon drum with a sign up, like I said, they're worried about in the event that the fire department or the ambulance is called, that they don't know where to go. So it'd be nice to have some way of marking it.
There will definitely be a significant update within the next council meeting.
And also in your report, you also mentioned that you're working with Google to get that street.
Yes, sir, we initially worked with Google Maps to have that street named, but they refused our review for some reason. We have to put some more requests, so now I'm hoping to spam, them to just make multiple requests so that they sort of know that it's important for them to include that rule.
Okay, so if you need help with that, like other emails or messages, just let us know, and I can send an email to or letter.
Just, if you are putting, when they get put in, I would say not the barrels.
Yeah,
That would just.
but if there's gonna be a hold up when for freeze up, it'd be good to at least have something up as there's almost.
Put them in.
Just one last thing about the trapper sign. If we're gonna task staff with coming up with some costs and stuff, I think if we could task them with possible locations to put it as well.
That
so we
was
can have
part
it
of
all looked at the same time.
Yeah, that was part of it for sure. Yeah, it's the big picture, what we were looking for, whether it's, we're gonna leave it where it is, or we're gonna move it to a separate location, whether it's gonna be Devon Park, which was the vision with we had the presentation with, from Jen, from the El Paso Times, or from the Trappers Festival, and then, or was it gonna go somewhere else in the community?
Most communities have them coming into the community, where it's seen, where it's the goose, or whatever.
Yeah,
So hopefully, so then down somewhere.
Okay. There's nothing else on those updates. Let's see where we're at here. I sent that to you guys last week, just the Northern Transportation Symposium report. Any questions about? Seeing none, Every Child Matters event, the issue sheet from the CSO, the Community Safety or CAO, BOA. So I think that's great, it's great messaging, I support that. If there's no concerns, we'll have a resolution for the next meeting, or just, no, we don't need a resolution, we just do it. It's just a communication. Where am I at again now? Culture Days, so they give us two free tickets. What I was thinking, and I'll ask council, could we do this for employee draws? Like give, an employee, like have a set of tickets, you know? Some employees that are doing a great job, or just do a general draw and give it to the employees?
Great idea. Great idea.
You guys okay with that? So we'll let you guys do the. I don't know, or just go to Public Works, however you wanna do it, like, or if somebody's done a great job, well, so we'll leave that to you guys as VIP tickets.
Yes, sir. You would have a good time at it.
Yeah. That works too, I mean, you guys did a great job. And then, yeah, so that was the event, the closing the road, the next thing is the communications coming from the community. I think this is good actions, good time for us all to spend some time reflecting, listening, and learning. So any questions, concerns with that?
I think Paul did a good job.
Yeah. Again, Northern Aviation Operations, that's a huge opportunity for some youth in our area, like 18 to 25, I believe, to get some, 28. So that's, I guess there's really nothing for us to do there other than, communicate it.
Yeah, they want the council, one council to come there and one or two just to introduce the community.
I mean, if I'm around, I can do that. If not, I can find somebody. We should have, before we go to committee of whole, we should have another citizen period. But, I see it, right, because our citizen period is before we get to the committee of whole. So it's not on our agenda, but if you want to come and tell us how exciting this is, and most people should come and attend in person. Okay.
The whole meeting, you come up with a
Yeah. It's not over yet, yeah. Okay, so go to the committee of whole.
So that we do now move ourselves into the committee of the whole with Mayor Murphy and the chair to discuss matters requiring our attention.
Okay, AMM, I guess the real look is who from council is attending so that we can get a resolution written for next meeting. So Councillor Allen is attending. Anybody else from council? No. Okay, so two.
I'll know by the end of the week.
So, no, you guys look,
Oh, go ahead.
Councillor,
Check possible. There should be resolution one for 4.
I think that's what it says.
yeah,
So,
4 for 4, so we just have to put it.
yeah. So let's put a resolution up to 4 councillors and then we'll see how it goes.
so who's going? Because
I will.
um,
Councillor Hopper and Councillor Atkinson will let you know for sure, but the next resolution should just say. Resolution to approve, up to 4 councillors to attend. And also attending that is yourself and, Sam.
yes.
Okay, okay, so that's the electrical distribution prevention. So, again, that's what, was outlined in, Trevor's report and in this, issue sheet. I mean, a little lag, well, just kind of worn out, so now it's time to spend some money. So we'll need a resolution for that unless anybody has any concerns.
So,
Just a resolution that we approve the 19,000 whatever dollars to do the electrical upgrade for the least expensive contract.
Money from the reserve,
Money from the airport reserve,
the healthy.
healthy one. I
okay,
think Councillor, Allen called them on that a couple of times, and he keeps saying that. Board of Revisions, so we'll need a resolution to appoint, Bola as our Board of Revision secretary. Any concerns with that? Seeing none, so we'll have a resolution for that, Bola. We'll need a resolution for the electronic devices for, the fees to Councillor Forster and Councillor Commodore as per our procedures.
I'd like to comment on that. We had two councillors that left before even half of their term. I almost feel like half the money should be returned to pay for their new devices. Our agreement is that we receive this money for a 4-year term. They didn't even make 2 years, therefore I feel that that's receiving funds under false pretenses.
yeah, I actually asked that, okay, when this arrangement was made, was there anything like this is going to be refunded or not? There wasn't that kind of arrangement.
Right.
So if we are going to do that, we have to put the clause into it. I don't know. What does the council want?
For this council, want
No, it should be in the original agreement, like, if you leave before your term, then reimburse. To go back now, there's no obligation, or you can ask, so ask.
I think it should be asked at least, just in the fact that, like I said, if they had fulfilled 3 years of their term, it'd be a different situation, right? But to not even make half of the term, what's stopping anybody from next election to join and quit a couple months later after receiving their $500 paycheck and walk away?
If it's in the original agreement, I agree. Right now,
I don't think it was just an
Okay.
amendment. maybe.
So Councillor Allen,
I do agree both sides. There should be something in place for us to recoup in such an event. It wasn't in place yet, so I don't think we do anything with the 2 council members in question, but this should be revised going forward so that such a similar situation, there is some sort of standard. I also think we should revise this to include councillors such as Councillor Commodore and Forrester coming in midterm, that this doesn't even need to come to us, it's just an automatic.
Yeah.
signature.
Councillor Atkinson, did you have something? Doug?
I agree that, as is. If we need to change it, let's change it. Or just leave it as is.
Councillor Commodore?
Well, Randy kind of took some of the words out of what I was going to say. I'm only here for 2 years. I just bought this iPad. I don't need a new one. So
Yeah,
if you want to give me, if you want to give me half the amount, that's fine, but I am not going to.
Well, they supply you the device, so it's really how it works, so.
Yeah,
they will just supply the funds.
Yeah, supply of funds.
Yeah,
Yeah.
or the device.
Yeah.
Just a,
Well, yeah,
it was basically.
Yeah, I know.
That's what I agreed to.
I understand it. I'm only.
I hear what you're saying.
But either way, you should be supplied with a device. And in the case where 2 councillors had left, half of those funds should come from those to ensure you have a
Yeah.
device.
Yeah.
If you didn't have one, that would be.
Yeah,
Okay, so Councillor, did you have something? Okay, so, what I'm hearing is we leave it as is, for this time. Let's make sure we revise the actual policy that outlines this to reflect that if you leave beyond your full time, you prorate the refunds. So, I don't believe we need a resolution for that. We just need you to update the policy, law. Okay, so with that said, we are to our in-camera portion. And so thank you for staying the whole time, Brian, and, look forward to seeing you around more often.
Educational.
Perfect, thank you. Thanks, Mike.
Have a good evening, guys.
So, just for people that have not, that have joined us online, we don't expect any, specific resolution to come out of the in-camera discussion. So thanks again for joining us tonight, and if you see any of us around, you have a question, feel free to ask. Take care.
Resolved that we do now move ourselves into the in-camera portion of committee